Tom is the Tank Engine and Friends. Take and Play and Tank Along Adventures. Episode 17. Oliver's Mail Trouble. On the island of Sodor, each engine had their own jobs. Thomas worked on this branch line. Mavis and Toby worked the Farquhar quarry. Stephen and Samson worked at the Ulster Castle. Salty and Porter shunned trucks at Brendan Docks. Gordon pulls the heavy express. And finally, Percy pulls the mail. Percy loves delivering the mail. Sometimes he does it during the day. But mostly, he does it during the night. And Percy would not ever want to give up pulling the mail. One day, Percy had some trouble with some trucks. On to the trucks. Help! Cried Percy. Percy was heading to the steamworks viaduct, but one of the supports had collapsed. And Percy couldn't stop in time. He fell off and hit the ground with a bucket crash. Luckily, no one was hurt. The trucks laughed and laughed. But Percy lay on his side, feeling dazed and surprised. As help soon arrived, Percy was taken away to the steamworks to be fixed. And so Tom had to find another engine to take the mail for him. So he decided to go to the sheds the next day. I need an engine to take the mail while Percy's being mended. Any volunteers? The engines were silent. Until Oliver spoke up. Me, he blurted out. The other engines were surprised. Are you sure? Asked Rosie. Yes, replied Oliver. I took the mail once, and it turned out good. Then the job is on you, said the Tom Hat. Oliver smiled and puffed away towards Napper Station. As Oliver got there, the mail cars were inside the yard, ready and waiting for him. Oliver buckled up and coupled toe at the back, and they set off. Soon Oliver arrived at the post office. As Oliver was being loaded up with more mail, Edward arrived. Hello, Oliver, he whistled. What are you doing? And where's Percy? Percy is being repaired, Oliver replied. Until he gets back, I'll be delivering the mail. Well, good luck with that, said Edward cautiously. I'd taken the mail once, and it turned out all wrong at first. Oliver was confused. What do you mean? He asked. Well, replied Edward, during that time, I delivered the wrong packages to the wrong locations. I won't make that mistake, scoffed Oliver. The last time I taken the mail, it turned out pretty great at first. But, Edward continued, Percy does it in a special order. Do you want me to explain it to you? No, thank you, replied Oliver. I got this. If you say so, said Edward, but Oliver was gone. As Oliver stopped by the quarry, Toby chuffed up. Hello, Oliver, he said. What are you doing? Percy had broke down, so I'm taking the mail today, replied Oliver. Do you need help? Asked Toby. No, thank you, he replied. I can manage. Toad, on the other hand, was worried. Mr. Oliver, he stuttered. I think you should go ask for help. You never pulled a mail for a long time, you know. Oliver rolled his eyes. As Toby was about to say more, Oliver reached some steam and puffed away. Soon Oliver arrived at Ulfstead Castle. Hello, Oliver, said Stephen. Where's Percy? Percy is at the steamworks, replied Oliver, so I'm taking the mail today. Well, you're not too late, said Samson. One of those packages are full of knights in shining armor. But Oliver didn't know which package is which. Bill laughed. Ha ha, Oliver doesn't know which package is which. Ooh, he's quite inexperienced there, laughed Ben. Don't be rude, you two, said Stephen crossly. He's just learning. Do you need help, Oliver? He asked. No, thank you, Stephen. I got this. So Oliver's driver and fireman climbed out and dropped out the first package. Is that the right one? Asked Stephen. Maybe, replied Oliver, but you can look inside if you want. And with that, Oliver puffed away. Oliver arrived back to Knapford Station, where he dropped off the letters and sacks. He collected another freight car in the yard, added to the front of his train, and set off. Oliver raced to the airport. Through Burnham Docks, and stopped by Farmer Cole's farm. Duck was there. Hello, Oliver, he said. What are you doing? Percy's being repaired, replied Oliver, so I'm taking the mail today. Do you need help? Asked Duck. No, thanks, he replied. I delivered the mail once, and it turned out great. Oliver, said Trevor as he rolled up, thank goodness you're here. One of those boxes are full of wood, so Farmer Cole can build a fence for his cows. But Oliver didn't know which package is the one full of wood. It looks like you need help, said Terence. No, thank you, Terence, said Oliver. I got this. Maybe it's, that one over there. The driver and fireman climbed up and unloaded the package. And he continued on his way. Soon Oliver arrived at Farquhar Quarry. As he looked around, everything was silent. Oh, hello, Oliver, said Mavis. Hi, Mavis. Why is it so quiet here? The workmen need more supplies, replied Mavis. And that last package you got is full of supplies. Oliver looked behind his train. There was one package left. It was taken out of Oliver's truck, and Oliver left. Soon all the mail was delivered, and Oliver was proud. But unfortunately, Sir Tom Howe was getting plenty of phone calls. Oliver had delivered the wrong packages to the wrong places, which meant Oliver had to start all over again. Oliver soon collected all the packages, and he was going at a full speed. He raced past Donald and Douglas. Slow down, Oliver, cried Donald. Or else you'll get into an accident, added Douglas. But Oliver was going so fast that he couldn't hear them. Then trouble lay ahead. Some scrap cars were waiting at the scrapyard next to Reg in this way. Oliver applied his brakes, but unfortunately it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt, but scrap and packages were everywhere. You better slow down there, said Reg. Sorry, Reg, replied Oliver. Now the deliveries will never be made. You can say that again, came a voice. It was a Topham Hatt. Oliver, he said sternly, I thought I can trust you doing this job, but I was wrong. But I'll be giving you a second chance tomorrow. And if it doesn't go well, you won't be taking the mail until further notice. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, replied Oliver sadly. He was ashamed. When the mess was all cleaned up, dock route to take the mail train. While Oliver was immediately being repaired. He saw Percy at the engine lift not too far away. "Hello, Oliver," he said. "How did the mail go?" "Terrible," replied Oliver. "I messed up because I never asked for help and I thought I'd be good at it. And now I realize I'm not very good at it. I'm quite inexperienced at it." "Can you help me, Percy?" he asked. "Sure," replied Percy, "but you need to pay attention. Do you remember that I delivered the mail in a special order?" "Yes," replied Oliver, "and can you explain that to me?" And Percy explained everything to Oliver. "Thanks, Percy," he said. "Now I got it." "Good luck, Oliver," encouraged Percy. "Don't let your Tom hat down." "I won't let that happen," said Oliver boldly to himself. "I totally got this." The next day, Oliver was soon fixed up and puffed away towards Snafford. As he got there, the mail train was ready and waiting for him. The guard blew his whistle, and Oliver set off. As Oliver stopped by Wellsford Station, he remembered what Percy had told him yesterday, and he continued on his way. As Oliver arrived at Farmer Cole's farm, Daisy was there. "Hello, Oliver," she hooted. "You're right on time." "Indeed I am," replied Oliver. "And can I ask you guys something?" "Sure," replied Terence. "Go ahead." "Which of these are your packages?" he asked. "It's the first one in the first truck," replied Trevor. So the first package was unloaded. And Oliver continued on his way once again. And thanks to Percy's help, Oliver delivered the right packages at the right places at the right time. And he also asked other engines for help as well. "It's the second package," said Stephen. Soon, Oliver delivered the right packages at the right places at the right time. By the end of the day, Oliver arrived back to Snafford Station. Tom Hat was there. "Well done, Oliver," he said. "I hear from Trevor, Terence, Mavis, and Stephen that you delivered the right packages at the right places at the right time. How did you manage to do that?" "Let me explain for him, sir," called Toad. And he told Sir Tom Hat everything. Sir Tom Hat was pleased. Oliver uncoupled from the train and reversed back to get a drink of water. "You know what, sir," he said. "I want to pull the mill every day." Toad was surprised. And so was Sir Tom Hat. He thought for a moment. Then he smiled. "Very well then," he said. "Here's this, Oliver. What about you will deliver Percy's mail every night for a whole month?" Oliver was delighted. "Oh, thank you so much, sir," he whistled. "That'll do, sir." "You shall go ask Mr. Percy if he thinks it's okay," said Toad to Oliver. "I will, Toad," replied Oliver, "after I get filled up with water." After Oliver was filled up, he reversed onto the turntable, spun around, and chuffed away towards the steamworks, feeling very happy that he knows how to deliver the mail.